Oh my god, oh my god. With 11 piece, it's 101 Leafy, bringing you some Yokai Watch 1 for Nintendo Switch to brighten up your day. We are back after a very long time with some more Yokai Watch. That's right. Oh my god, we gotta switch the graphics API, don't we? Give me a second here. It's been a bit. Otherwise, the game flickers. What have you guys been playing? How's it been going? I've been busy doing other stuff. I've been making a game. It's going really well, but, you know, can't stream when you do that. It's like you can do either one or the other. And when I try to do both, I don't get anything done, and it's the worst thing ever. I don't know if anyone can relate. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. It's back. Hey, welcome, Bottle Guy. Hey, welcome, Matthew Miranda. Thank you so much for coming. Great to see you guys. Logging back in here. Who are we going to befriend today? I figured we'd at least do, like, a quick befriend. You know what I mean? Oh my god. Guys. I don't think it's going to happen. Nope. Okay, window. Window capture. There we go. Oh my god, it's enormous. Guys, we have to crop it or the police are gonna come. Don't let them see. Okay, so that's gonna be like 100, I guess. Okay. That's fine. I guess it doesn't need the crop when we do full screen. You? Okay. There we go. Hey, Triple Zeterank member Yakishin, what's up? Great to see you today. You said we're absolutely not getting Yokai Watch 2 for the Switch announced. I know, right? Is the Yokai Watch update real or is this clickbait, as Senor? It's not clickbait to say that Level 5 might give us an update for the Yokai Watch franchise at their Level 5 events. That is not clickbait. However, it may be optimistic to say that we're guaranteed. I never said it's guaranteed. I just think it's going to happen. Either Yokai or Fantasy Life. Okay, it's glitching out, but we'll be fine. We'll survive. The important part is that we're talking about the Level 5 Direct. It's just an empty hope, as Senor. No, we are definitely getting Level 5 news tomorrow. And the title says Level 5 news. You asked if it's clickbait. Is the Yokai Watch update real? Okay, Yokai Watch and Fantasy update. By update, I mean news update. I don't mean game update. Obviously, guys. You can't possibly think they'd be updating a game that doesn't exist, right? Kino, stop asking. Thank you for watching. He says they have a secret game that they're going to announce. We don't know what it is. I think the only franchise left is Yokai Watch. What have you guys been playing? I tried Pokemon Champions. It is slow, that's for sure. Morning. Go. So they're going to give us a big presentation for the first time in over a year tomorrow for level 5. We'll hopefully get Deca Police, Professor Layton, Fantasy Life, Yokai Watch, Inazuma 11, Ni no Kuni? I guess. Maybe they're doing Ni no Kuni 3. That would be funny. I remember level 5 saying Yokai is one of their staple franchises, so they tread carefully going forward, says member Yakushin. Yeah, that's the thing. Hino said that they're not dropping it, they just want to make sure people like the franchise's next entry, which is what they did with Inazuma. They took like 7 years to make it perfect for people, because people were very particular about how they wanted it to be. And let's be honest, guys, Yokai Watch fans would not be satisfied with any old game at this point. I think that a lot of us can be pretty honest about that. A lot of Yokai Watch fans would be very upset if they don't include their favorite yokai in the game. And so some people might say, well, level 5 should, like, rush the game out because we need a Yokai Watch game right now, but other people would rather wait for the perfect game to take a really long time to be developed and come out. And that's just kind of the reality of things. I think people are slowly realizing that modern video games cannot be made as quickly as older ones because they're HD, and that's not really groundbreaking information. But a lot of games are getting canceled now, guys, especially on Sony's side. In case you didn't see, Sony has been canceling video games, I was going to say yokai, left and right. The most recent of which being Last of Us Online, where the employees only found out that the game was canceled 24 hours before the players. Now, I could have told you that Last of Us Online was getting canceled the moment it was announced, but hey, maybe I'm just psychic, or I'm just from the future. Either way, game companies are investing like hundreds of millions of dollars into video games that are just straight up not coming out. And that's because developing games for HD consoles is really resource intensive. Oh my god, nothing's working today. I tried updating my BIOS and my computer's like hanging on by a thread because of it. Holy crap, dude. Okay. Guys, are we gonna play Fantasy Life? That would be kind of funny, honestly. What's up, Artie? We're just chatting about the level 5 direct happening tomorrow because I haven't streamed in a while. So, you know, just warming up or whatever you want to call it. Graphics. Let's try that. One thing that we know for sure that Kino said is they have a secret game that they're going to talk about tomorrow. So, like, the biggest speculation is what's the secret game going to be? And Fantasy Life Update is nearly guaranteed. Again, that's obviously speculation, but the Fantasy Life game has so much in the files that they haven't released yet. And Level 5 just released an art book for Fantasy Life I, and the art book does not contain all of the data mined assets that I've seen, which means that they're basically keeping stuff a secret from us. What could that entail? Well, to me, that means another update is going to be coming. Especially because the free DLC was called Free DLC 1. Guys, come on. They're obviously going to do a second DLC. I don't think it's too hopeful to think that. Triple Zeteric member Bowman Drip, what's up? Welcome back. Busters 2 Remake. Yes, please. I really hope. Artie says, I sadly know there won't be Yokai Watch news. Well, last time they had Puni announcement during the Direct, and they localized it as Yokai Watch Wibble Wobble. That was insane. Okay, the game's just like, I don't know what I did to my PC. We're gonna do, Fantasy Life, I guess. I have, like, over 100 hours in Slay the Spire, too. It's insane. Yeah. Okay. Hey guys, give me a second here. I don't know what the hell I did. Okay. Yeah, okay, that sucks, but I think we gotta reset this. Hang on. Oh my god, we're back. And my computer's okay. Guys, I fixed everything. Don't worry. I know, I'm like always a disaster when I stream. Why is that? Okay. Jokes aside, we're ready to play more yokai. Thanks for your patience, everyone. What's going on, as Matthew? I updated my BIOS this morning, guys. And it freaking destroyed everything. Not really, but also chat bubble asks Lex, you like being famous? Okay. Here you go. Whee! Okay, back to speculating about the mystery game. Level 5 has revealed that something is afoot. They have a game that they are developing that they haven't revealed, and it's going to be revealed tomorrow. At least that's what Hino claims. What's up, says Chrissy's cat. Hello, just saw you while scrolling YouTube. Couldn't believe another person's playing Yokai Watch for the Switch. Yep, I love Yokai Watch here. I'm like the longest running yokai channel in English, at least. We love Yokai Watch. In fact, I put one on my head here. What's up? We're going to be reacting to the Level 5 Direct tomorrow, the Vision, as they call it. Kier Sunshine asks, is Yokai Watch 1 the Nintendo Switch game coming to the English version? Ask Kier Sunshine, like, are they doing an English version? I really don't think so. No. But all of their future games are going to be localized day one in English and multiple other languages. They did make this promise, and they've stuck to it for their past few games. Chrissy's cat, you have the physical version from Japan and recently transferred the stuff to PC so you could play in English. Oh, that's really cool. Awesome. I'm glad all that went well. That's really, really good. It's called Vision because we can see the games coming, but man, it's pretty far, says Warlock. We've known about Deca Police for 3 years, and we still don't have a release date. I think we still have to befriend some of these yokai. Yep. Chinese food, vegetables. Oh, but if you fuse them, it says that you still need to befriend them. Deca Police, asked Dylan Oliver. Yep, I listed that. Deca Police is a game by level 5 where you, I don't know, collect monsters and do turn-based battles. But also, it's not Yokai Watch, I guess. Level 5 likes to make a lot of different games, and it kind of keeps their fans waiting on all of their different properties. Anyone remember White Knight Chronicles? Aren't they going to do a third game? Third White Knight Chronicles? Anyone? Third Dark Class? And then they put Rogue Galaxy and Astrobot, of all games. Cure Sunshine asks, is Yokai Watch 2 and 3 coming to Nintendo Switch and other etc. games? We don't know, but what we do know for sure is that Yokai Watch 2, if you pool all versions, was like the best-selling game on 3DS, period, in Japan. And one of the best-selling games worldwide, just because of how popular it was in Japan. I wasn't sure how to put it. They sold like 10 trillion copies over there. We got Helmsman. I don't know if we actually needed him. Have we done Reunite yet? Yeah, okay, so we did Reunite, and then he left our inventory, and so the game was like, oh, you don't have him. John Dark 2? Yes, Dylan, yes. Oh my god. What the children really need these days is a turn-based tactics RPG. That's what will sell millions of copies. I get why level 5 feels it's hard to do Yokai Watch these days. Because it's like, oh my god, how do you even make this sell? A game like this. It's not all that flashy, it's kind of slow, it's pretty tedious. Go! But I love it. I love RPGs. I see Ollie, what's up? They have to port Yokai 2 to Switch, man. I don't know what the mystery game is, but I'm hoping it's Yokai Watch Trilogy for Switch. They said some sort of unannounced game tomorrow. And so I highly doubt it's a fourth Inazuma 11 game. We have Victory Road, Cross, and right now. They're remaking the first game. So I don't think it's a fourth Inazuma game. I don't think they already did HD Trilogy for Layton in Japan. Yeah, most people that want yokai are those who grew up with it, says Crises Cat. I totally agree. Why is Azure Dragon called Miku? And why do Blizzaria and Demona have princess in their names? Asked Matthew. Well, Azure Dragon is named Miku because Miku's blue. Like, there's really nothing. It's not that funny. Okay. And then the other two have princess in their names because that's how it is in Japanese. So I changed it because I was modding the game. I don't know. If they poured it as a trilogy all in one, I'd lose my mind, says Icy. That's what they did on 3DS for Inazuma. And it was one of level 5's, like, you know, I don't know if it was the best selling, but it's worth a lot now. It's worth like a lot in Japan because people still want the game. Dude, the Voltage Miku concert was amazing, says Warlock. I saw they posted the first part. I watched one of the songs, Facade Question, but I haven't watched the full concert yet. I'm really excited. I thought the names can't have more than 8 letters, asked Matthew. This is a mod. The game was never officially released in English. I edited the text. I am a pro hacker. Here we go. Now, what are we up to today in the game? We're kind of just getting excited for the level 5 vision and befriending anyone we don't have. There are some guys that we need in Shopper's Row, like the Horsies. They're really hard to get to spawn, though. You watched the concert the first day they uploaded it? They've only uploaded the first part, right? What if the new game is a level 5 streaming service, asked Dylan Oliver? It wouldn't be. They said it's a game. It could be Megatone Musashi remastered, but it's definitely not a streaming service. You were there in person. Oh, seriously? Wait, what? In Japan? Really? No way. I'm seriously jealous, dude. How does Street Pass work? Okay, that's a great question, Icy. Basically, you got to go to the manor and they give you Street Passes every day from like a set table. And some of those encounters can be the Julian or it can be Pandanoko. It could be a Little Battlers Experience remake. The thing is, there aren't that many options. So it really feels like it's Yokai Watch, or like, why would Level 5 have another new IP? That would be so stupid. It would be ridiculous if they did another new IP. They can't handle that. They're already too busy disappointing other fans. So either it's a new Ni no Kuni, which I would be surprised they have the resources to do, but they might be outsourcing it. Like, if we're being real, if we're being honest, it could be Ni no Kuni. They could just be outsourcing it like they did the last game. They did this mobile game that was pretty garbage. They outsourced it to a garbage mobile company. And they might just do the same again. Like, that might be what they're announcing. But they're calling it craftsmanship. And they always call their visions like a name. So when they announced that all their future games would be localized day one, they called it, I don't know, World or something was like the name, right? Level 5 uses AI now for everything. That's just how a lot of companies are, and you can't avoid it. I don't like it, and I'm not going to defend it. But Level 5 has been extremely honest about it for maybe like 5 going on plus years now. So you can't escape it, and I don't like that. Like this port, this Switch port from 8 years ago has AI upscaled textures, in case you couldn't tell. What's up with Lambert Post Office? Did they remove QR codes in the ports? No, you scan NFC toys. You know Nintendo's using AI upscaling in Tomodachi Life, right? Did you watch the trailer? Because I noticed that. The TV uses AI upscaling. They render like a really low resolution image and then they double the size with an upscaling algorithm. I don't like it. But what am I going to do? Lock myself in a cave and never play any game ever again? I'll just warn people about it and spread my discontent for it. And personally, I don't use AI. I never would. Mirapo, buddy. We were going to hunt someone. Oh, we were going to do the manor. Okay, so here's how Street Pass works on the Switch version. This is a common question. It's pretty cool. Did you guys play Dragon Quest IX, where Level 5 did all the Street Pass stuff before Yokai Watch? I think I want to have my VSync settings correct or something. Okay, so you got to go to the manor here. Okay, and then you can invite a yokai. So we have one time. You can do up to 3, but you got to get lucky. There's one yokai. 120 FPS yokai watch port. That would be kind of cool. Oh my God! No way! We finally got Topanyan after like 8 months. We got Topanyan to appear in the Wayfarer Manor. What? Okay, so then you have to get him to hand you the bell. You must be the landlord. I like this town you got here. Also, I brought a little gift for you. Nope. Okay, so you gotta reset here, guys. Don't! Do not battle him. That's not... Nope. So then you go title. Okay. And you just reset until he hands you the topaz bell. And the reason they made it so hard to get them is because, like in the original game, you're intended to be scanning the toys. But the toys were kind of dying in Japan, and they knew that. So the Julian toys were released like as kind of a special thing. They were like super chase is what they were. And you aren't really expected to get the toys for them this time. You can just summon them in the manor. Now in the US, you could just scan the QR codes. I got the physical toys when they released it. For the Julian set. In fact, one of the Hasbro employees posted like a little making of with some of the prototype packaging for it on our subreddit. It was really cool. Oh, Hasbro. He's given us the book a lot of times, but trust me, he has a chance to give the bell. What's the best boss, do you think, SIC, out of all of the series? That's a great question. In terms of, like, balance, I would say Head of Steam's really interesting because some players were able to just topple him if they were importing their save from a previous Yokai Watch 2 playthrough. But for people who are going through the game fresh, he acts as a really cool roadblock because you can kind of access the Gara land train whenever you want. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's just like a side quest, but you have to kill him in order to move on. And then once you do that, you fight Infinipi afterwards, right? Am I wrong? Where's Infinipi? I think I'm wrong about that. Infinipi is like some other side quest. And so not only do I love Head of Steam's design, but he offers a pretty interesting function in the game that's decently unique, which is an optional side boss that also blocks off additional content. And he's just like a cool guy. Plus, he's voiced by Bear's voice actor in the Japanese version, of course. He voices so many characters for level 5. Head of Steam is a great answer, says Icy. He's got some great animations, right? Did you know he's Heartful Tribe? They said earlier this year, they have like a paid-only gacha for him. It sucks. Yeah, Infinipi is some post-game guy in Harrisville, says Mechanic. Okay, thank you. I feel like Infinipi is kind of low level for post-game, but he's a really cool design. Can I say that? I love his design. Here we go. Okay. So for a while, I doubted the people who were telling me that I could reset to get the Rubignon bell, but I actually did get it eventually. It took me forever, though. So I know it works. And then we did it for Emignon, too, I think. Here we go. What's the best case scenario? Like the dream announcements, SIC. Fantasy Life DLC 2 released tomorrow. Announcing DLC 2 for Fantasy Life I is guaranteed unless you're insane or level 5 is insane. Like one of the two, right? Fantasy Life DLC 2 is like guaranteed announced tomorrow. So the best case scenario for me is actually drop tomorrow. Like available now. Kind of, you know what I mean? That would be kind of cool.
In a world where life is without fantasy,
comes Julian. That's the fantasy scenario, right? When are they gonna do Fantasy Life Yokai Watch crossover announcement trailer? Because they did Y School Heroes, they have the models, and they did Yokai Watch normal, so you have Enma and Nurali. And so they have the models and stuff, but they haven't actually brought over the characters from the mobile game for Fantasy Life I. And then for Yokai Watch, best case scenario would be HD Trilogy. For Layton, best case scenario would be translating the HD Trilogy, because they have it in Japan, but not over here, I swear. And then bring it to Switch too, because it's mobile only. Did they translate it? I always forget when I talk about this. It's something like Japan has all 3 games, we only have the first 2 or something. Is that what it is? Matthew asks, does anyone think the dub made strange choices? Yes, guys. Every dub for anime and video games in general is made without communicating with the original creators. And so I don't really care what they do. It's going to be weird and it's not going to be consistent. People are always like, oh my God, they replaced the voice actors. But what actually happens is the voice actors stay the same in the developer's home country. And then the people they contract don't give a crap and they don't actually go for consistency with the dub voice actors when they should care. Because sometimes people really like the actors. It's upsetting when companies contract outside people who don't care as much as the original creators, but there's not much we can do. HD versions of First Layton Trilogy are available on mobile in every language, says Bottle Guy. Oh, okay. But then on Switch, can you play any of them on Switch? Pretty sure Japan has one of them. I might be totally wrong about this. The thing is, at one point or another, Level 5 told me a few different things. And one thing that got canceled was when they told me that they were going to do a new Layton game really down the line, they were like, well, we have plans for remastering the Layton series, but it's like up in the air right now. And so I always conflate what they actually did because I didn't actually end up playing any of the remasters. Confession, I never bought any of them. So I always get confused as to what they actually ended up doing. Switch has Catriel, says Moldugo. Oh, Moldugo, what's up, dude? Yeah. Okay, so they only ended up doing Catriel for Switch, which is like really stupid. So best case scenario is HD Trilogy for Layton because they already had the materials from mobile. HD Trilogy for Yokai Watch because we need it. The difference is for Yokai Watch, it's not as simple as just localizing games. A lot of people don't get this. In Japan, the toys are integral to the releases of the game. And Level 5 doesn't really want to make the concession that the toys are dead, so they should release games without the toys. Instead, what Level 5 seems to keep asking themselves is, how can they fit toys into the next Yokai Watch release? And that's why we haven't gotten Yokai Watch 2 Remake yet. That's why we haven't gotten Yokai Watch 3 Remake yet. Because the localization partially removed the reliance on toys, but as we know from all of the QR codes in the games, the toys were so incredibly centric. What is Level 5 supposed to do about the leagues of merchandise that different yokai and even legendaries were locked behind? When I say legendaries, I mean like Gilgaros making it really difficult to get him without the toys, right? How are they supposed to remake not just Yokai Watch 2, but Yokai Watch 3, which had near-field communication? They removed so many toy stuff from our version of Yokai Watch 3 that they even had an NPC to replace some of the toys. Mysterious Mr. E actually gave you stuff as a result of scanning your toys in the Japanese version. But in our version, he just randomly gives you one tag a day, and he doesn't even give you the one you want. Like you want Hinozal's tag, and he just gives you Endless tag, right? You ever wonder why he does that? It's because you're supposed to tell him what to give you with toys. But then the toys you got to buy from blind packs. So it's random all the way down now, isn't it? It's notice how simply attempting to explain how Yokai Watch works just like turns into a rant on accident about how annoying the games can be. I love the games because they're so complex, but that's also what pushes people away. Like this Topanyan bell grinding, right? Why is he giving us Think Karate? Come on now. RNG on top of RNG on top of... You have to pull the metal from the bag, and then you have to get the charge on the metal, and then you have to befriend the yokai in the game. Just wrap it up. Put the remasters in the bag. Come on. Here we go. They want you to buy the toys. I think I'm getting soft, says Topanyan. Yeah, digital Layton. On mobile, you had the trilogy in HD. So you can play it on PC, technically. They're making a crappy mobile version of... Inazuma 11 Victory Road, and they're calling it Inazuma 11 Cross. And the only differences are less gameplay and somehow even more gacha. You thought you couldn't get more gacha than Victory Road, but we can't. They also said there's going to be some sort of like cross save between the mobile game and the normal game. Level 5's trying to do some sort of Pokemon Bank situation where they're... We actually got the Topaz Bell while talking about Inazuma. We got it! How many retries was that? How many freaking retries? That was so many? Good game. Now we gotta fight him and randomly befriend him. Okay. Guys, we did it. Yeah, sure, battle with him. Why not? Did someone say Yokai Watch News, S. Jeremiah? Yes, level 5 direct tomorrow. Also, I have a crap ton of toys. I have 2 enormous boxes of Yokai Watch toys that I haven't unboxed yet. I told myself I must wait for the right time. And then sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I want to do videos. I love YouTube. But sometimes I feel like, shouldn't I be just making a game because that's what I want to do? And I poke at it on the side. But YouTube's so much about chasing numbers these days, I feel like. Creatively, I've done so many videos. Like, is there really creatively anywhere for me to go with videos, guys, to be honest? I can make, like, big video essays about Yokai Watch, but really, what's that doing? What exactly is that doing, even if people watch it? I think there's somewhere higher to go, on a separate tier of being creative, that I once was pursuing but forgot in favor of social media. So I'm going to do videos about my yokai toys. I think now's the time. Because I need to find inspiration elsewhere, I feel like. Here we go. Yokai 4 finally getting localized. I don't know about that, but all future level 5 games get localized day 1. Where is Topanyan? Where the heck is he? Yokai video essay would be greatly appreciated, says Icy. What should it be about? I have a few scripts that I've never bothered, like, finishing or publishing. Like, why do people still really love Yokai Watch 1? Or why did Yokai Watch actually fail? Because most of the videos saying why are completely incorrect. People will be like, Yokai Watch failed because it's not as good as Pokemon, and it's, like, doesn't capture the same things that Pokemon does. And it's like, no. Yokai Watch failed because level 5 is freaking stupid, and they have done things that are bizarre and idiotic. Yokai Watch failed because level 5 had to delay Snack World 2 weeks before it released on 3DS a decade ago. I don't want to hear some superficial complaints about Season 3 of Yokai Watch not being as good as the first 2 when people weren't interested in the first 2 in the first place because level 5 can't advertise their stuff. But also, like, I don't know. In my opinion, they took too long getting Yokai Watch games to the US, says Jeremiah. I really think so. That's something that companies don't really do anymore. Take time to localize things. Where the hell is this Topanyan? But back in the day, it was a real issue. Taking years for a game to be localized. It would be announced for Japan, but they wouldn't address the other parts of the world. They don't do that anymore. Is he in Breezy Hills? Why do I feel like he is? There's a Julian in Breezy Hills. That's a great question. They should slow down combat slightly to be able to move medals around on the Yokai 3 battle board. That would be cool, Icy. Do mouse mode for Switch 2. Mouse mode cooks. If Yokai... What's up, Desperado? If Yokai failed because it wasn't as good as Pokemon, then every other RPG should have failed too, says Desperado. Yeah, exactly. Bugs! Yokai Watch 3's localization was ready for a year, but they didn't release it because they were determined to do the toys, and they ended up not doing the toys and releasing the game anyways. That's level 5 in a nutshell, really. That's what they do every single time. What is that what I'm doing with my Yokai Watch toy videos? I've been having this sealed box in my house for like 2 years, and then I ordered another box. And I'm like, well, if I open it, what if the video is not like good? Or what if I want to make the video later? I don't know. When I say these things out loud, they feel stupid, and I stop thinking. Yeah, they wanted to do YoMotion 2X, man. They couldn't get distributors. Snack World, they did the same thing from. So the Yokai 3 one, we know from a guy anonymously posting it. I vetted those posts with sources that I have at level 5 or had at level 5. And not only did the post match up with stuff I already knew from them, but they were like, yeah, I can kind of guess who posted that too. It was kind of their reaction, which was funny. And then what I found out about Snack World from them is that Snack World had the same situation. Oh, no, I didn't find out about it from level 5. I found out about it from Snack World. I found out about from somebody in the toy industry. You can probably guess who. And so he goes, yeah. And so at one point we're chatting, this guy and I. And this was during Johnny Awesome. God, no. This was somebody like actually, Johnny is not in the toy industry. He's amazing. He's like an awesome guy. But anyways, so I was talking to this guy, and I was like, so, hey, dude, now that I think about it, why do you have a Snack World toy on your desk? I just kind of noticed it one day. He had a lot of cool things on his desk. Okay, this guy. And so I go, why do you have a Snack World thing on your desk? Like a Jara? Do you know Snack World? Do you know Ball? And he goes, oh, that's from when I was talking with level 5. And I'm like, what? You're talking with level 5? And he's like, oh, yeah. Level 5 took the Snack World toys around to every toy company in America, he said. And what he had was a sample that they gave him of the Japanese toys to reference. And the interesting thing was, they had shown Snack World to every toy company in the country, and not a single company was remotely interested in it. They had also tried pitching the anime to multiple networks, and the closest we got was Crunchyroll picking up the first few episodes. Level 5 truly was determined to release Snack World, of all things, only if they could do the toys and the anime and release it all at the same time, because that's how they could make their money. And nobody freaking cared about Snack World in the first place. And Level 5 didn't actually manage to coordinate any of it. Most of it never released. And what they did release, they didn't even finish, like the dub for the anime. If this story feels like it has no point, like it's going nowhere, that's because the Snack World franchise did. Level 5 flopped out the game a couple years later, and that's genuinely the end of the story. Every single plan they had for the franchise was abandoned. Everybody knows the story about the time I was interviewing with their American studio that never actually ended up releasing anything, right? It was, man, okay, so Level 5 had this studio that was called Level 5 International America. It was separate from Level 5 Abbey, and what a lot of people didn't know is that it was an international development studio that Level 5 formed specifically to create video games that would appeal to the international audiences and help them break out of Japan. And the interesting thing about this studio is they closed before they released any games, and nobody knows anything that the studio ever did, and anything that people say about it is misinformation, except for this. I know for a fact, I can probably say this at this point, because nobody's even gonna come after me for it. They were working on a game that was a mobile shooter that they claimed was like Borderlands. I don't know if that meant like I can't remember if that meant like the anime cel-shaded style comic book, but they definitely were trying to do the looter shooter demographic where they're going to have different guns and stuff. And the role was basically going to be balancing all of that and such. And by the end of it, they were giving off all of these red flags. And one of them kind of goes to me. They're like, look, you could take this offer, but the company's going to go under in 6 months. I was like, really? She's like, yeah, basically. And so, believe it or not, around 6 months later, Level 5 announced both Abby and International America were closing doors. And nobody ever saw anything released from International America ever. And so all of those poor employees who worked on those games have to put, you know, redacted secret game under NDA for like 5 years as what they did. Because that's just what everyone has to do now. Unless you want to be the guy who shows up on news articles where it's like, some poor old sap no one has ever heard of updated his LinkedIn to say he worked on a Rayman game 10 years ago. Everyone go bother him now. Or like the guy who designed Waluigi getting fired because too many people were messaging him on Instagram and he like didn't realize he couldn't respond to them. And Nintendo was like, you are never allowed to speak about your work ever, or we will shoot you with a gun. Can you guys believe that Nintendo did a live stream, a Nintendo Direct, where they actually executed the guy who designed Waluigi live on stream? That was insane. I couldn't believe they showed all of that. Oh my god. Terror time. You got the Japanese version of Snack World on Switch because it went on sale for like $5 and you never finished it? Yeah. He was working on a Waluigi game, says Warlock, like he was going to do a fan game. Dude. Okay, no wonder Nintendo got upset. What's up, Nee? How's it going? We're kind of just chatting while hyping up the Level 5 Direct tomorrow. Are you freely exploring the city? Yeah, I mean, you know how I do my streams now. We usually have an objective in the game, but we also usually end up talking about other stuff. We found Topanyan's bell, but I don't know where to find him is the thing. I don't know where he's located. Why is the game muted? I don't know. It's not supposed to be. Oh. Well, there you go. So, for those just coming in, Level 5 announced that they have an unannounced game, like a secret game. Literally a secret game that they are not telling you what it's going to be yet. And they're going to tell us tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Maybe a bit too loud, yeah. Okay. Wait, hang on. We kind of have this. Wait, what? Wait, guys. Yeah, Level 5 announced an announcement of an announcement. They announced the announcement presentation that will contain the announcement trailer for the game. And that's what we're excited about. And the stream is to announce that they announced it, right? So we're on multiple levels of notifications here. I stuttered because I was like, hang on, is Miku gonna survive? We got this. Crazy setup. He's got a heal. Okay. Go, 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 go. Gargaros is like always gonna attack you when you soul, so it's super abusable. That's just how he is. Okay. Get the Dandoodle Salt ready. Boop, 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 boop. Hang on. The In-Spirit is going insane. I'm glad we set up Dan Doodle to give the Inspirit, because we noticed last time we were playing, we were like, hang on, Dan Doodle's Inspirit is kind of crap. Okay, Dan Doodle is like gonna die, so bring in Charming here. Go! No! The Oni's nails look less sharp on Switch, says LexBex. That's because the low poly nails were a conscious decision to make them look sharp. So rounding them out, or like subdividing them, actually made them look worse, in your opinion, which makes sense. I saw Cosmic Princess Kaguya and it was gorgeous. No way. Whenever I post about anime, I'm like, no one's ever gonna see this or care, but I'll post it anyways. That's usually my attitude when I post about anime. Dude, that movie was so cool, right? It was really, really pretty. It was like, oh. And so if you watch the making of behind the scenes for Kaguya, it's just like a bunch of veteran animators that are friends coming together to make like a really big showpiece. And that's what the entire movie felt like, right? It was like every single scene was just something cool just to be cool. But obviously they had an interesting plot. But I'm trying not to talk about the plot because it's kind of like romance, kind of like plot twisty. I don't really want to say. It's average anime, I guess. Though I guess non-average anime would be Dragon Quest Your Story, where the last third of the movie is actually like the characters finding out they're in a simulation of the Dragon Quest game, and it's not actually a movie adaptation of the game at all. I don't know. I never saw it. The Ghibli Kaguya, asked me. No, a different interpretation of Kaguya. It's a new one. Why do Oni have the same Soultimate name in the first two games, but change it in Psychic Spectres, asked Matthew? Because they were doing Busters at that time, and so when they were doing Psychic Spectres, they were creating the unique names for the Oni beatdown moves. Someone check the Busters side mode for the game. That might have been when they came up with it. Hang on, guys. We're kind of... That was not good. Ever 4. Come on. You got this. No items, Gargaros. Uh-oh. Get him! Go! Okay! Hora! No! Got him. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Come on, guys. You got this. You got this. Get him! Get him! Where's your chance? Manic says Dragon Quest Your Story felt like the ultimate gaslight. I was kind of excited to see it until I heard the news about it. Nope. Remember, Yakishin says, I just recently learned that Shinichi is a term used in Rakugo. Psychic Spectres feels very out of place after that. I don't think they really knew what to do for Psychic Spectres. I was close, though, because before the game came out, I was telling people that I thought it would be Gutsy Psyche. I was actually... Oh, I got the Psychic part correct. Why didn't you heal anyone? Because that's the... We don't like using items. It's boring. Now, you're obviously going to win when you spam items, guys. Come on. Everyone knows that, right? It's funnier to watch them go at it themselves. Yeah, that's the English Ultimate sound. It's just an error in the mod, guys. It's just an error in the mod. Does anyone know where Topanyan is? Where is Topanyan? Okay. So... maybe he's in the bank. He could be... It's 4:30 and the clock said 4:31 for a second. I was like, hang on. There's a yokai on the clock. It's Castellius the Second. Did you guys know about this? Silver doll 3, that's cool. You're Castellius the second, though. Why would you give 3 dolls? Gutsy ghouls. Oh my god. That would have been funny. What they should do is do it like the Mega Man Legacy collections, where the moment you start the game, it just says select your version. And then that's it. Your save file is on that version. Don't overthink it. Don't spend resources combining the versions. Otherwise, the game will never come out. I guess they already did it for 3. Did you guys see the Rhythm Heaven announcement? I'm really excited. I can't believe the game is $40. That's like really weird to me. I guess that's the flexible pricing thing that Doug Bowser was talking about when people asked him about Mario Kart World. He's like, we have a game that's going to release cheaper. And he wasn't really saying what it was. But he was like, we're planning that. People thought it was going to be Yoshi, but then it wasn't Yoshi, right? He says, I wonder what the thought process was to call them bony spirits and fleshy souls. Probably that the names didn't really matter, and they just wanted something catchy. Like, that's genuinely their thought process for everything. Do we have this guy? I think so. Whoa, this is a cool little spot. Okay, remember Yakishin says, according to the wiki, Topanyan is near Mr. Bird's house. Okay. That sounds about right. Thank you. Let's go do it. Okay, Topanyan time. I don't think Fleshy Souls is catchy. I picked Bony because it sounded less gross, says me. They're both awful names. They should have called them Yokai Watch Buy and Yokai Watch Purchase. Maybe we would have sold more copies that way. Yokai Watch Rental versus Yokai Watch Purchase. Hang on, I'm cooking. Let me cook. Hang on. Hang on. The third version is Yokai Watch Piracy. Now, naturally, if the mascot for Yokai Watch Piracy was a Pokemon, it would be a water Pokemon whose ability is Torrent. On another note, I reached Chapter 7 in Yokai Watch 4, says Yakishin. Busters is quite fun, though something feels off. I know, it's weird. Okay, so when I played it, I was like, this is really fun, but also I don't really know if it feels like Busters. I don't know, it's slightly off, right? It's clearly just Yokai Watch 4, but a different mode. It's not like it's a different game like Busters is. It's literally just the same exact Yokai Watch 4 game, but with slightly different mechanics. The actual character controller and dodging and everything is all the same. All is too easy, says Lexpax. What are the chances of us getting a Yokai Watch 2 remake? What's up, Black Cat? Great to see you. The chances would be, in my opinion, pretty high because Level 5 is remastering everything known to man at this point. They announced an Inazuma 11-1 remake. If they're remaking Inazuma 11-1 for the second time, they've got to touch yokai soon. I think they just don't want to release it until it's right, particularly because of the toys. Level 5 obsesses over the toys. Yokai Watch Piracy, where good shite is 8-shot. Oh my god. That would be a good game. Buster's not being top-down is weird to me, says Yakishin. They should have given us an option for the top-down camera, specifically for the Buster's mode. If Yokai Watch was made by American, it would be like Yokai Watch Iron and Yokai Watch Stone. Industrial Revolution Yokai Watch versions. America. Isn't that just kind of Scarlet and Violet? High School Heroes is Buster's 3, says Nee. In a way, it's very much a Yokai Watch game because it's fun and has cool stuff, but also it's not really what you want and it's limited by the toy functionality. What about a Buster's remake as Black Cat? It is by far the #1 most requested thing that I've seen from any fans, from any nation. Level 5 said there's some Black Cat. Here's the thing. Level 5 said that they have a game they haven't revealed yet. I know I'm stuttering over myself, but I'm really excited. They have a secret game. They have a secret game that they straight up haven't said anything about yet until the other day. He's like, we're gonna reveal it tomorrow at the Direct. So will it be a remaster? Will it be a new IP? I think it's gonna be a remaster. I think Level 5 doesn't have the resources for anything that isn't a remaster. Because they have Layton, Deca Police, Fantasy Life DLC, Inazuma 11 DLC, all in production, plus Inazuma 11-1 Remake and Holy Horror Mansion. That's 6 unique titles. You really think it's going to be a 7th unless it's a remaster? Or outsourced? So, call it. Remaster or outsourcing. Machu, what's up? Hino has forgotten they already announced the Inazuma 11-1 Remake, says Machu. I'm calling, yes, that is 100% part of our vision predictions. Forgetting about Inazuma 11-1 Re is like on the bingo card. Just straight up not even mentioning it. No delay, nothing. Just like, it was so garbage the first time they showed it. Go Busters, come on. We got this. Where is Topanyan? In front of the house? We can be Gargaros with Mutt's Paradise, guys. We got this. Topanyan's the yokai spot at the bottom of the map. Oh, really? Oh, wait, I see him now. Thank you. Level 5 can do literally anything, says Neat. Yeah, that's the thing. Never underestimate how stupid their decisions can be. For example, they announced a Deca Police anime like 2 years ago. What? Where is the Deca Police anime, Level 5? Why did you say that's a thing you're doing? Who's even making it? In my opinion, they just kind of said they were going to do an anime as a way of getting studios interested and being contracted for it. I don't actually think it existed back then. A new IP doesn't seem likely, says member Yakishin. If we don't get something yokai related, it might be Ni no Kuni 3. Revenant Kingdom came out 8 years ago. Oh, damn. 8 years is a lot. Level 5 is like always talking up Ni no Kuni 2, so it might be time for a 3. I just don't know who would develop it. But Ni no Kuni is also like an outsourced franchise at this point due to Crossworlds. So if anything gets outsourced, I'd bet on it being Ni no Kuni, so I don't know. Wow! He was hiding, dude. What? Do you think we'll see Holy Horror Mansion as Black Cat? Yeah! I don't think we'll get a release date. I think we'll get glimpses of gameplay. You know, walking around and stuff. But I think it's gonna be like the Legends Arceus announcement, where it's like one area. You know what I mean? If we see Holy Horror Mansion. AI gameplay or real gameplay as Desperado? I wonder how many people know that they actually did show real in-engine gameplay for a couple seconds. They just threw all their credibility away by using AI for the rest of it. I uploaded the Sultimate animation. That is turn-based battle footage from the actual game. They might change how it is, but that's what it was. I can't wait for the music, says Black Cat. Yeah, so they got the yokai composer to do Inazuma. And the town music is really cozy and relaxing, like Inazuma, so I love it. Yeah, you're gonna fight some random trash can with eyes, and he's gonna have the best tune known to man for no reason. Gold heart? Nope. Busters, huh? I'd do anything for that. I feel like they'll change the battle system because people complain so much, says Black Cat. I think turn-based RPGs are very much in now. Trash cans with eyes as the first boss. Isn't that Yokai 3? Yes, remember Yakishin. Oh my god. Galactalian. I forgot about this guy. Junkernaut. That's his name. Ultra Zeta plus rank. Incoming. They'll probably have a Pooty announcement tomorrow. Free Rent Collab Part 2 for the new season, probably. Nope. That was good exercise. If the Yokai account reposts the tweet for the vision, says Black Cat. They've done that before. The last time they did that, it was Poonie, dude. I'm serious. The only good part about that was when they had to localize the subtitles. So when they localized the, like, trademark name, Yokai Watch Poonie Poonie, as a title, they had to localize it as Wibble Wobble. Hello, Accelerator Metal Ice. It's going great. Great to see you again. We have Level 5 news tomorrow, where Level 5 will announce what they're working on for their new games. We don't know. It's a secret, but they said something is being announced. So, Black Cat says, Yokai account reposted the vision with Holy Horror Mansion. That's because it's inspired by Yokai Watch. They only repost it if they have something Yokai, usually, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. Turn-based games are absolutely in right now, says Member Yakishin. Persona, yep. Metaphor, Expedition. Mario and Luigi got a new game. Dragon Quest Monsters got ported to Steam. Octopath. Bravely Default Remaster launched alongside Switch 2. Hey Vessel, what's up? Hola. We gotta go grab a fish from the fish place. Guys, should I talk really quiet? When I did some videos for Photopia, I got like a bunch of angry comments saying that, I don't know, this is how I'm supposed to be talking now? It's a shit. It's like Resident Evil getting congratulated by Monster Hunter Twitter. Of course Yokai is gonna retweet the Vision announcement, says Warlock. That may be true, but they're also putting a Mega Man costume in Pragmata after they did the Mega Man tweet. So, even now, there is hope for man. SS Rake member Ninja Gamer Girl, what's up? Good to see you back. She says, hey, how's it going? Lately, I've been working on my game, which is kind of secret right now, but it's like I'm ramping up production on it, so I'm starting to talk about it. I was poking at it last year. I was getting the base, like, engine going, but now that I have all that hammered out, full speed ahead. Am I right? The issue is I can only do YouTube or, you know, other stuff. If I try to do too many things at once, I don't do anything particularly well. I struggle with that sometimes. Super excited? Okay, that makes me happy, so thank you. That's really nice. It's good to see you guys. I'm really enjoying this today. It's like bright and sunny out. I needed this. I'm the kind of person who's very much affected by the seasons, if you know what I mean. When it's winter, and believe me, Chicago's winters are freaking awful. It is winter, and I get sad. But now it's bright out, and I'm like, freaking Yokai Watch Direct, bro. Let's go. Cool. Topanyan will join us eventually. Hi, Copium, and I'm betting all in, says Warlock. I was playing a lot of Balatro the other day and last night, so when I read High Copium, I read High Card. I'm serious. I didn't play Balatro for a while because I knew that I would get addicted to it if I tried it, because I love games like that. I tried it the other day. Oh my god, it's really good. It's also exactly what I thought it was. It's not like I was missing anything. It's like, well, yeah, this is what I thought the game was. But it is fun. One thing I didn't expect was, can I say it now? You can't spoil a game that's so old, right? I didn't expect the black hole card. That was really freaking cool if you guys have played Balatro. It's like this roguelike card game where you start with like a standard suit of cards deck, like for poker. And then, as you play, you add, like, tarot cards, and he makes, like, cards for every planet, and, you can give, like, foil treatments to your cards and stuff. It's really cool. It's a cool idea for a game. Obviously, I'm not, breaking any ground by asking you guys if you've played Balatro, but I was touching it the other day because of Slay the Spire 2, my Slay the Spire addiction. Is it on Switch, SS Drake Ninja Gamer Girl? Yes, actually. I believe he did port it to Switch. Can you guys correct me if I'm wrong? He has varying price points for the different versions. I think, like, the Android version is free because he didn't care, right? But the Switch version, I think it's on Switch, and I think it's money-based. Like, you gotta pay, like, $10 or something. I played a card game with tarot cards once, says Machu. Yeah, I did too. It was, Kingdom Hearts, the trading card game. No, I'm just kidding. I've never played a card game with tarot cards before Balatro. I like trying to do the mini games on 2x speed. Yeah, check it out if you guys like card games, because Balatro was made like really quick by one guy, and it's just like simple and to the point. Satisfying sounds, satisfying animations. The point counting system is very confusing, says Machu. For your tarot card game? Did the years of your lifespan factor into your point calculation or something? Like, how do you even score points with tarot? Ooh, you will make good decisions in 5 years. Plus 10 points to Machu. I haven't played Balatro, but I've played Buckshot Roulette. Okay, I've seen that one. I guess you could call it a roguelike, technically. That one's like a betting game where you have to choose where to fire the bullets on yourself or your opponent, right? Am I getting it correct? Like, you each share a gun and you take turns firing it? Is that how it works? It looks kind of interesting. Didn't the main dev get the soundtrack by hiring a random guy? What's that one website? I want you say that one website. What's the website? Don't say Reddit. But yes, Balatro just has like one 10-minute long track that loops. Also, the loop is really bad. It's a terrible loop. But it's like it just cuts off and starts again, unless it's a glitch in my version. Fiverr, that'd be funny. Hey, Off the Grounder, what's up? Welcome back. SoundCloud, probably. Go, Dragon Balls. Are they going to repost Grandpa again? Asks Black Cat. Uncle Grandpa, Yokai Watch crossover? It sold too many copies. They can't do that again. The factories complained. They were like, nah, we'd rather print Pokemon cards. Less demand that way. Opal, huh? Like Yokai Guts K. Why would they post him tomorrow? What did I miss? They did Yokai Guts F for Puni, and then they posted him, and that was cool. But that's more so building evidence that Level 5 is planning something for Yokai 2. And it's just been happening for a few years now. What I think it is that Level 5 has been trying to do the remake, and so they have multiple seeded ways of hyping it up, but they haven't announced it yet because it's still in the works. Especially the toy parts. And that's, you know, the way things are, maybe. But at least Fantasy Life DLC 2 is coming soon. That we know for sure. I have enough money. I can buy fish. Did I see your April Fool's joke off the grounder in the Yokai Memes channel? I think I did. Deca Police. Yeah, remember Yakishin? Great idea. He says, why don't we get some choice tuna? I was kind of thinking the same thing. We might as well. Fish guy, what's up? $90,000 Yes, please. I think the most recent yokai boss that they implemented into Puni was Mr. X, right? Mr. X reminds me of Arrested Development. Can I say that? I don't know. Are you not allowed to like that show anymore? I watched it like 10 years ago. I like that they named him Mr. X, though. What's his name in Japanese? Isn't it Injaneno? And I never really got the joke for that, so I usually forget it. I never understood the joke there. Yes, it is, says member Yakishin. Yeah, what's the joke? Enlighten me. Oh, Injaneno. Oh, Injaneno. Oh, okay. 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 I'd assume if you see his dialogue in the game, he references his name a lot, and it makes more sense. That's usually how it goes. I barely remember what he says or does outside of advertising the Yokai Blaster. He kidnaps Mac? Actually, last year, someone explained to me why they changed Mac to Buck, and it made so much sense to me, and now I can't remember it. There was like an actual reason they came up with it, and I don't know if they were BSing or what, but it made sense to me. What's a Snartle? Remember, Yakushin says playing Yokai 4 in Japanese has made me forget most English yokai names. Buck sounds like Huck. That was me, says Off the Grounder. Is that what it was? I feel like I remember seeing something, like, Mac just kind of sounds generic American is why I think they named him that. But I think I remember seeing something where I was like, actually, this is why they named him that. I guess the world will never know. Mr. X was adopted by the Go 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 Godfather. So he's a villain with a sensitive side. Do they have, like, an adoption process in the yokai world? The vetting process can't be that complicated. How did he pass? Remember, Yakushin says Keita's legal name in Yokai 3 is John America, or John BBQ in English. Seriously? I don't remember that. No, I just made that up, says Yakushin. Well, that's why I didn't remember it. I bet him and Rock and Rachel would be good friends. Okay, the Rock and Rachel joke paid off so hard recently. Didn't they localize somebody as Rachel in a different game? We talked about this last stream. It was really funny. Who was it? What's been getting localized lately outside of Yokai Watch? Like, what's kind of hype? Digi? Digi's been good. The new Digimon game, Time Stranger, was really good. Day 1 localization. I feel like Time Stranger, that's about it for what you can do with these kinds of games. Like, it's HD, but it still kind of feels like the old games. You know what I mean? It's built from the ground up, but it still kind of feels like the old game. I'm gonna be honest, Agent X was a Resident Evil reference to me. That's what I figured. When I played the localization, I was like, isn't that the Resident Evil guy? I don't know. Like, because zombies? I don't know. Yeah. A yokai that fills your games with advertisements for other companies, real world products. Vessel says they call Agent X 007. 0 lore explanation, 0 NPC relevance, and 7 fights that all feel the same. My god. Why do they make you fight him so many times without changing it up? Just to advertise the blaster? Topanyan! Guys, as we all know, Undertale and Deltarune literally invented everything ever. If there's any character concept that you have seen in those games, they did it first. Anyone coming up with anything remotely similar is directly inspired by or perhaps even copying. If Whisper was made today, he would be a yokai that's secretly an AI chatbot that's really friendly and helpful, but everything that he says is just like made up on the fly, and he doesn't even like see an issue with it. Vessel, everybody knows that object head characters with TVs for heads, specifically CRTs, were definitely not a massive Tumblr trend. Pennan's design is fully original, and he's not literally just something that everybody on Tumblr was drawing for years. Undertale invented that concept, man. If you see a character with a TV for a head, remember Undertale invented it. That was not a huge Tumblr trend for years. For Zelda's 40th anniversary, I jokingly said we'd get Link's crossbow training HD, says member Hyakushin. Guys, don't mess with me. I am the biggest Nintendo Land fan on the universe. Link's crossbow training has nothing on Nintendo Land Zelda, the greatest video game of all time. Manifesting Yokai Remakes tomorrow. What's up, Sky Squared? Welcome back. I really want Yokai Remakes. I really think it's in the cards. Level 5 says that they have a secret unannounced title. They're out of stuff to remake. They already remastered Ni no Kuni 2. Oh, I mean Ni no Kuni 1. Unless we're getting Ni no Kuni 2 remastered, it's gotta be Yokai Remastered. What if Sangochi port gets announced, says member Yakishin? Koei Tecmo got eaten up by Nintendo in terms of resources. Right? All of their stuff for, like, working with other companies, now they're just straight up working with Nintendo instead. Like, why would you rather work with Level 5 instead of Nintendo? A bunch of bozos? When's the announcement? S Ninja Gamer Girl. It's tomorrow at 7 a.m. And so they typically announce a bunch of stuff in tandem in these Level 5 visions. So they're definitely going to have a segment of the vision that's dedicated to Fantasy Life I. And since the previous DLC was called DLC 1, we can safely assume we're getting some free DLC 2 soon. The play is Remake 2 from scratch. Give 1 a Switch 2 update, says Kai Squared. Yes, please. 7 a.m. Eastern, as Kai Squared. Central Time. I'm in Central Time Zone. So I have it listed on my channel as an upcoming live stream if you want to join us. It is 7 a.m. Central Time. If they bring back Yokai, says Mr. Gold, they will make bank. Dude, it's Mr. Gold from Lego. For EST Bros, it's 8 a.m., says Bottle Guy. Okay, got it. This Topanyan. It started like 2 hours ago when somebody asked me how the Wayfarer Manor works, and I'm like, oh, I'll show you real quick. Okay, Topanyan. Yum. I hate Wayfarer Manor. Says Machu. If Jibanyan said Wayfarer Manor, do you think he'd say it like Nyayfarer Manor or Wayfarer Manor? Right, you went to Japan, Warlock, that's right. I can't believe you went to Project Voltage. No way, dude, that's crazy. ADM is nuts. I got Clash till 4 that day. I'm going to have to not look at social media for the whole day, says Desperado. Yep. You wouldn't want to be spoiled on the deck of police toys coming out in 2 years. Guys, they never did anything with the Inazuma 11 toys that they said would be usable in the future games. And they've never addressed this. They're NFC compatible with the Switch 2. Shiny Chaos. Warlock says, I entered the raffle for Miku tickets the day it opened, and I heard most people that entered the first polls got tickets. Oh, nice, dude. That's amazing. Topanyan. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Level 5 games always have the best music, best soundtracks. You teared up multiple times during the concert. I literally would. Did they just do everything? Did they do every Project Voltage song? Did they do Pinocchio Keys? Did they do... Which ones did they do? For Volt Tackle, was it the original version or the dual version? Deco did a remix of Volt Tackle, which I think was the first song they released for Miku, Project Voltage, where he calls it Jewel Remix, and the whole thing uses samples and visuals from the 3rd and 4th generations. Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. Maybe I should invest into buying some Arcs or Yosei-Ken. Coins have been very scarce, says member Yakishin. Last year, I got super scared about Yokai Watch toy scarcity and price, and I, like, bought more than I should have, and I haven't unboxed any of it. And so now I have 2 crates of Yokai Watch stuff that I haven't unboxed. You remember the Yo Crate? Does anybody remember this from my Metal Wars video or YouTube community post? It obviously has not been posted yet. Do I do the Yo Crate as one video or multiple? Okay, Yo Crate's gonna be one video. I got a gold name, Nupefu Hofu in Tattletale. Yes, we do. Okay. Are these particularly special as Lock the Grounder? Yes and no. It's like asking if a shiny is special. It doesn't do anything, but it's gold. It's not super crazy rare. It's just rare. But some of them only appear under certain, like, locations, I think. Or something like that. I remember you talking about the Yokai Mystery Box. That's it, Machu. If we get Yokai Remake news, do the whole crate, says Warlock. Yep, I also have the leak stack. I never opened the leak stack. I have a bunch of, like, production documents from Yokai that I never opened from last year. I framed the sketch, though. He is refusing to join us. Gold name Illuminoct? Yeah, I mean, that's cool as hell. How could you not want that? Yeah, gold nicknames start at a higher level when you get them through Konkats. That's right. I forgot about this. Go. Go. Pop. Pop the pony. You got Shadow Venok that way, Yakishin? The normal comes at 14, but the gold comes at 31? Okay, gold names are pretty good, then. But the best part is the visual. I tried Pokemon Champions, and it's not that bad, but it's, like, kind of slow. And since there aren't that many Pokemon in the game yet, when you see the same Pokemon a couple times in a row, it really gets grating. Incineroar Simulator, says Sky Squared. Yup. Any Sui and Zoroark, it feels like. People think they're really funny, I guess. They think they're hilarious. I fought a guy who had Ditto and Hisui and Zoroark on his 16 on the screen. He only chose Zoroark, but like he totally takes Ditto and never chooses it just to mess with people, I was thinking. That's totally a strategy there. Incineroar lost knockoff and U-turn, still #1 on the usage leaderboard. He still has parting shot and fake out, right? W Ditto strat. I thought he was pretty funny, that guy. Now Leafeon has... And Leafeon can even, if you carefully plan, Leafeon could potentially die quickly without dealing damage. Am I wrong, or does Leafeon have, like, no moves other than grass ever since inception? Like... Leafeon sounds busted, says Yakishin. Leafeon can really do a lot of different things. Potential, full of potential, really. It gets squandered quickly, but full of potential. Me with Samurott, says Warlock. At least Samurott got a busted move with his Hisuian form. The Hisuian moves are like slowed. I forget how they translated them into the normal games. But in Arceus, the signature moves for the starters are like, be too good. Does Leafeon get Leafage, Esmachu? Maybe they went back and gave Leafy Leafage. That might change things. The meta. The stream lags during the Leafeon bit. 10 times funny. Leafeon's biggest achievement is appearing for half a second during the EVZ move. Let's be real. Well, Dawn uses him in the manga, doesn't she? Extreme Evo boost, thank you. Pokemon saw Yokai Watch give Jibanyan 4 different Sultanates in Yokai Watch 2, and they're like, damn, we could push our mascots even harder. Does Topanyan actually join you in this game? EVZ move cutscene looks like a JoJo reference, is Yakishin. Yeah, the Z moves are very Yokai Watch anime kinda. We know from the Giga Leaks that they changed course because they wanted to capture the young boy audience who enjoys exciting, powerful move cutscenes. Whatever that meant in the leaked presentation is up to your interpretation, but to me that means Yokai Watch and Inazuma are loving. The moves are literally Sultimates, says member Yakishin. They really are. I'm not saying that, you know, anime can copyright big old names being on the screen, or else we're gonna need a big talk with Kill la Kill about copying Yokai Watch. But, the way, or I guess Inazuma, but the way that they present it in Inazuma and Yokai Watch with the name on the bottom of the screen like that, and the, like, 2-second cutscene, it's, the structure itself is lifted from Yokai. Yakishin, have you not seen Kill la Kill? Where they have like this running gag where the text gets bigger and bigger on the screen every time somebody's introduced. Technically a bit before Yokai Watch, but after Inazuma. And so like when they do the big special moves, Seni Soshitsu, and all the text comes on the screen. Definitely big text on the screen for big moves, big special moves, but presented in a way that's wildly different from Inazuma. So Ultimate's not so much. Yeah, they would use the Japanese font Raglan Punch, right? Z bracelet, yep. Fun fact, Uncle Infinite has never lost a match in his life. He's flipped a lot of tables, though. Why is Seiryu Hatsune Miku? Asked Yakushin. Because it's azure. It's blue. Miku's blue. I really like Miku, dude. Here we go. This will tear your Teto. That's kind of what I said back when we got Azure Dragon. I don't think we named him that, though. Did you see the official Pokopia Miku art that they posted? Or like the official ZA battle theme with lyrics that they did with Miku, where they made a custom Miku model and they inserted her into every story cutscene, including freaking that one. I won't say it, but there's a cutscene that happens right before something dramatic. So the implications of including her are crazy. That's a thing. I'm looking it up now, says Jackie Sheen. Okay, so here's the thing. It's the single Project Voltage song that I haven't been able to find since it was published. I think they took it down because it spoils the entire game. Can you play Puni again? Asks Tropishare Shrank. That's a great question, Tropy. The answer is no one's really gonna watch. I could play Puni again, but at this point, it's been so many years. I feel creatively tapped out of YouTube. I've done everything I possibly could when it comes to editing videos and streaming. Like, there are higher numbers to pursue, sure, if I play other games. Puni isn't gonna get views, and there's nothing creatively challenging that I can do. It's kind of boring. Like, I know how to edit videos by now. It's not like I'm doing that to practice. I think I'd rather move on to making a game that's like Puni than making content about Puni. And so that's actually something I've been working on. I have 14 hours daily in Puni, says Tropy. Now, how is that possible? J Armor says, I would watch a Puni stream, but it is true. Yeah, I made some really damn good Puni content a couple years ago, where I was translating all of the biographies. I was having HD, super high resolution footage of the new character models. And, you know, a few people liked it, which is great. We all like Yokai Watch. But at some point, it's been a few years now. Do you guys... Initially, I agree. I want to keep doing the same thing. But But if we think about it, should I? Or like... J. Armour, my good friend Lux from the Mount Wildwood community. He led those docs, yeah. He was awesome, man. Lux was great. Good friend of mine. And then I would do a lot of translations for my channel. Yokai Watch 4 Buster stream with members. How about that? That's member Hyakushin. Okay, you know, we can totally play, but there's one issue with that, if you know what I mean. I'm on PC. You know the VIP gacha Astropy? Yeah, where you spin a bunch? It's nice. Booney's a cool game. Have you played Slay the Spire 2? Now that will change you as a person. No microtransactions. Plenty of random events. Go. Let me put it this way, right? A few times now over the past year, I've sat down to work on a big Yokai Watch video where it's like, why do we still love Yokai Watch? Why did it fail? You know? And anytime I go to work on it, I think, am I doing this because it's creatively challenging, or am I doing this because I think it might get some views on YouTube? And the answer is usually, I already know how to do all this stuff. I've done it for years. And everyone already knows I love Yokai Watch. Could I get a few more subscribers? Maybe, but shouldn't I move on? I don't know. So I just do it for fun, you know what I mean? When I feel it, I feel it. That's why I'm not playing Puni. That's why I'm not streaming Puni. Someone was asking me why don't I stream Puni anymore. The Puni English community is also obviously pretty small and filled with a lot of younger people. Some of them are notorious bullies that target people, and they just harass to no end. Some of my friends were being targeted recently. I don't know why I'd poke a dead community with toxic people. Why don't I go, like, learn a new language or something? And what rank is Puni of longest running gacha games? It's really high up there, J. Armour. It's a really good question. Remember, Yakushin says, I remember you having less than 1,000. Time really flies by. The channel has grown a lot. I know, right? So it helps talking with people like you who, like, have been there the whole time, where it's like, am I crazy? You know, should I keep hammering at this? Or, like, you know Taco, right? He's pretty popular on Twitter. He's a good friend of mine. And he was saying the same thing about YouTube, where he was like, I think the real end game of YouTube is as a creative outlet. Because otherwise, it's just like any other social media addiction. You just feel like you could maybe be successful doing it. But what does that even mean? Topanyan get, dude. We got him. Let's go, dude. But, like, I love playing games. So when I play games, I stream because I like to socialize. I like to talk to people. It's way more fun. Nothing says, I haven't watched Yokai Media in a while. Yep. They haven't released anything in a while. We finally got Topanyan. We got a save. That was insane. C rank. Who's it gonna be? Okay, you guys. Befriending Topanyan took us an hour and a half. I think that's gonna be it for today's stream. That took so long, but we finally have a new rare yokai and a daily one at that. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow on our Level 5 Vision live stream with love and peace. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks for chatting.